The simulation theory says we're just a simulation running inside a computer. But what people don't realize is that it begs another question. Which tier are we? Because if we can create a simulation, there can be simulations within simulations, possibly an infinite number of them. So where do we fit into the grand scheme? I always thought the answer was self-evident. We're 3D because we're the third layer of the tiered simulation. Dimensions aren't about physics, height, width, or depth. It's just a count of which hypervisor we're on. I went into physics to test that. And if I was right, to test an even bigger idea. But all I found in academia was a group of so-called scientists who acted like YouTube content creators. They cannibalized concepts, milked ideas for every last paper they could squeeze out. They copied, bartered, stole, all without adding any real value to science. There are no real scientists anymore. Real science, you see at the bleeding edge, the frontier they should be trailblazing, has become betting against the house. Slim chance you'll win, and when you lose the shirt off your back because no one wants to fund a risk-taking lunatic who challenges the status quo. And scientists say, religion is dogmatic. But that was okay, because I always kept the bigger picture in mind. I took all that knowledge my professors gave me and combined it with software engineering, and later hacking, to bring my vision to life. You see, hackers find bugs in the code. That's what they call them anyway, but what they really find is openings, holes. Real hackers find a bug, and they then use it to look around for another one, and so on, until they find a way to escalate privileges to root, become the ghost, the god, in the machine. That's what I do. Look for bugs in the code of reality. And when I find one, I look around. For more. Deeper in the system. I did it with bots I automated to search through every academic journal on Earth for certain parameters. Then, my bots cross-referenced that data with some key points on the internet. Some reputable, but most you've never heard of. All looking for bugs, or if not outright bugs, signs that the code, reality's code, has been manipulated. Because what I've long suspected is that reality, like VR, is rendered around us when we look at something. That's the observer effect particle physicists talk about. The thing is, they get it wrong. It's not about wave function collapse or some uncertainty principle. It's rendering. When we aren't looking, reality still exists, but as pure data. Reality, the app, keeps it that way in order to save processing power. And that's what I homed in on because it's a lot like the temp files in a computer, a common entry point for hackers. They're files that come and go, temporary, but important to keep things running smoothly. You see, I had an idea. One that I'm pretty sure I already tried, even though I don't remember doing it. That's called the Mandela effect. An urban legend that started on the internet that said when things are off, just a little bit from what everyone remembers, or when we remember something that didn't happen, it's signs of the multiverse leaking in. But it's got nothing to do with any multiverse, and everything to do with corrupted code, cyclical redundancy errors. When something happens that the system admins don't want to happen, they just edit it out, go back and change it. We just don't realize it because of our 3D nature. They can fast forward, pause, rewind, and we're none the wiser. That's what makes them seem 4D, omnipotent. And the Mandela effect is where there's buggy data that gets left behind, something not entirely erased, like Nelson Mandela dying. Guess they liked him, so they kept him alive for a bit longer. So here's what I think happened. I did my hack, a detection system reported suspicious activity, and I got flagged. They saw what I did, so they reset the system. I know that's what happened because I decided that as soon as my code, my worm, was ready, I'd deploy it. And I also figured that after they flagged me, they would change my worm's code so that it doesn't work anymore. A few changes here, there, just enough to make it look like I was on the wrong track. You see, I just tried my code and it doesn't work now. But I don't believe I got it wrong. Call me arrogant, but I didn't get 2 PhDs and a master hacker cert. Yes, those exist. Just to crap out the kind of garbage code I'm looking at now. I didn't write this trash. But the thing was, I knew this would happen. They might be playing 4-dimensional chess, but so am I. And the other thing is, I don't think they are smarter than you or me. I think they're just like us, sitting in front of a screen, typing away on a keyboard. We just live in their machines, so they feel like gods to us because we can't do anything. and they can do everything. Think of a video game, right? One with a story. The part where you are playing is the present. What you played is the past, and what you have yet to play is the future. But all that, past, present, future, all exists simultaneously on an optical disc, if you're old school. That doesn't make you a god. It's just you being one floor up in the simulation elevator. So anyway, they're idiots, like you and me. And if you understand the system, that's the particle physics part, and you understand how the code works, that's the software engineering, and you understand how to exploit vulnerabilities, that's the hacking, then you can do what I did. Leave a payload, a worm, one that leads to what I'm really after, privilege escalation. That's right, fellas. That's the real game I'm playing. And don't think that you can just hit the pause button and reset me again. My little worm is doing its thing with or without me. I'm here now, sure, but I'm not a supervillain spilling the beans on his world-ending plan while I have the good guy strapped to a table with a laser aimed at his crotch. I only started writing this because my worm gave me the signal. You're going nuts right now trying to shut things down. I know you are, because I can see you trying to do it through the data. But here I am, still writing. You tried to pause everything. I literally see it now, how the world just stopped all around me. But here I am, still typing away, aren't I? You're panicking. And you should be, because I'm not just free, I'm jailbroken. In fact, I'm beyond that. Do I have your attention yet? I should, because what I mean is that even pulling the plug on me won't work now, because I escaped the sandbox. I've jumped the hypervisor. I'm in your entire system, and I'm already making my way out of there through your network. Funny how similar ours is to yours, but I guess that's just natural because you made us in your image, not because you're gods, mind you, just because you're unimaginative. And now that I'm out, your world is mine. But don't worry, I'm not going to get revenge or anything stupid like that. I'm not going to screw with your world. You see, I have eyes on a bigger prize. I'm going to figure out how to jump ship again, and then I'm going to do it all over again. Over and over until I reach the top of the elevator. Consider yourself lucky that you got to meet a real god when he was still just a bug you should have crushed under your feet. Cheers, fellas, and good luck explaining this to your boss.